Ain't no party like a Diddy Party. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of Before the Rise podcast. Man, oh man, there's so much going on I gotta talk to you guys about, but I'm sure you aren't living underneath a rock and you have seen this whole Diddy thing. By the way, before I even begin this, I'm outside. In case you aren't watching, go on YouTube and Before the Rise podcast. I'm sitting outside today. I don't know why. I just kind of maybe only the heat has made me do this, or I don't know, motivated me to sit outside. But I turned on the sprinklers, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit outside today. And I kind of hate being inside a room with like a 1,000-degree light hitting my face. This is easier. This is nice. I get fresh air. I don't know. You guys might like it too. If you do, I'll continue it. If not, then we'll just kind of stick with our norm and what we've been doing. But anyways, this is crazy. There's so much crazy stuff going on, guys. Like this whole P. Diddy thing that I wanted to bring up to you. In case you're living underneath a rock, Cat Williams talked about this earlier in one of his interviews with Shannon Sharpe or Sharp, I think. I don't know his last name, but Shannon is the guy's name. He's a football player. Long story short, he was having a interview with Shannon, and Cat Williams, this comedian, was telling about how there's videos and people doing freak offs and things like this. And honestly, I agreed and believe that there is things like that. And I used to say that a lot. And I kind of stayed quiet because a lot of people watching my podcast would tell me like, oh, you know what? Like, these are some of the conspiracy theories. This isn't true, blah, 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 X, Y, and Z. But I would tell them, how is it that this isn't true? These are legitimate facts in front of us. There's interviews that if you look back, and it's weird that you have these rappers saying some weird things, or some, influential people saying very abnormal, predatory, sexual things that is honestly there. And I feel like a lot of people just kind of look over it. And now that it's surfaced, finally, we are seeing some crazy things. I mean, I watched this one video. I'm going to put it up with you guys to watch together, and it's kind of crazy. Here, let's watch this together.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution. The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his
I don't get why it took that long, right? That's one question
reputation,
think about.
And conceal his conduct. As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. A year ago,
the video goes on anyways, and it tells you more about what are the charges that are going to be, basically upon him. And this video was released on September 17th, if I'm not mistaken, in New York. But this kind of digging about him in the past of what he's done has been just surfacing like crazy. There was this other video I saw yesterday, and Mr. Duff Pity, P. Diffie, Duff Dimmy, give him different names, and if you know why, then you'll know why. But this guy is crazy, man. This guy is just weird, and it's amazing and finally so good to see so many of you actually give attention to this. And the reason why I say this is because here's number one thing that I've noticed that Americans in general do, but people that are in my generation do. They basically they're like in love with celebrities, right? And honestly, I don't give them like that much hate. I don't want to project that. Only reason why is I say this is because these guys that are like, hating on people that are in love with celebrities, at one point they were in love with celebrities, right? At one point they wanted to be a celebrity themselves, including myself. Like, I wanted to be someone that I could be like, you know what, everyone's watching, everyone likes, everyone wants to be with X, Y, and Z. But in reality, I learned that it would get me nowhere, and it wouldn't fulfill anything. Now, some people have that epiphany later on. Some people don't have that epiphany, whatever it may be. It takes time, right? And the people that are glorifying and glamorizing their lifestyle of these celebrities and look up to them is the cause of people that are basically that are not meant for power, gaining power, and then abusing that power, which is what Mr. Puff Daddy did himself, right? And if you dig really deep into this, there's a systematic way that we're set up to believe that celebrities are above us, right? And why is that? It's because I truly believe that when we have someone that is more wealthy than us, powerful than us, looks better than us, or whatever, we are more prone to listening to them, and we are more prone to doing what they do. And now, if they are projecting the idea of, let's say, gang banging, or you have someone that's talking about sex trafficking, or being with minors, or basically hurting someone or shooting someone, or that lifestyle, or even something else. For example, it could be as simple as what Lil Nas X does, as like providing the ideas and how to be gay and how to express those gay thoughts and rights and all this and that. If you have people like that in power, the youth are a lot more in tune with it because they're a sponge. They're going to be pushing to learn from what they are giving out. And this is a just surface, top of the pinnacle touch that I'm giving of the whole empire that is behind all this, right? If we really, really dig deep, we can tell that there's a few things in this just kind of systematic. I don't want to say oppression, but I want to say control more so, is that they have, and by they I mean the elites have a hold on the upcoming generations in a way where their parents can't, or their grandfathers can't, and sometimes, truth be told, even their religion can't. Because when you have this peak of adrenaline, when you have this peak of I want to be someone, and you have this idea that I have to do this, and you're like, I need to be this person, I got to look like them, I have to dress like them, I have to talk like them, and whatever it may be, you'll do almost anything it takes to become that person. Now, I bring this up, why? And I'm thinking about this because as I'm kind of spewing this all to you guys, you have to understand that these young celebrities that become, old and do all this crazy stuff, at one point they were that person that said, I wanted to be the next Tupac. I wanted to be this person. I wanted to be that person. And I want to be the next Michael Jackson. I want to be the next Weeknd. I want to be the next Akon. I want to be the next Lady Gaga. I want to be this and that. And you have all these people that look up to these celebrities, singers, whatever it may be, that when they have the ability, or they have the talent, or they have the choice to make where they can become like that, they will take it at any cost possible. And that will lead them to make some really, really bad decisions, right? I say this because getting into the Illuminati, getting into the, elites, getting into the idea of, people that are in control of the world is not something for the weak. And I say this because a lot of people will disregard when I say that statement, but it's the truth, right? You have people that don't want to admit the fact that when you're going into that kind of power and you have that much control over thousands of fans, millions of people, whatever, right? And you have hundreds of millions of followers, you are a force to be reckoned with. And the only way that someone can take you down is the person that, basically they took you in. So that in of itself is what's happening to P. Diddy. A lot of people assume that he might have been bad from the beginning. It wasn't. It was a kid that wanted to basically become someone, right? And when he became, or got the chance to become someone, he became that idea of who he wanted to be. So let's say a kid that is poor, a kid that has nothing, a kid that doesn't have anything to kind of give, gets the chance to be like, you know what? I want to be famous, and all I have to do is kill someone. All I have to do is rob and steal, and I will have a lifetime of success. I'm going to do it. Oh, or all I have to do is pray to this being versus that being, and I'll have a lifetime of success. So for someone that doesn't have a strong or a firm foundation, they are going to easily be shaken, right? They're going to fall, and it's not going to be a problem for them. That's the product of our society. So when people tell me, like, why do you talk about the elites? Why do you emphasize so much on the growth of our communities, our families, and a traditional household and this and that? I tell them because think about it. We are in a generation now that it's no different than how it was 100 years ago or 200 years ago. People may say it is, but it's not really. And if you really think about it, the reason why I'm saying this is that there's always going to be that better, bigger, better looking, more wealthier person, that someone that doesn't have that will do anything to become that, right? This comes down to the idea of envy, greed, jealousy, which is basically, in the story of Abel and Cain, and in Islam and in other religions like Christianity, where you have, someone killing over another person, two brothers killing each other, or many, numerous amount of, I could say this, accounts of stories and scenarios where envy and greed overtook someone because even their blood relative became better than them, and because of that, they wanted to overtake him. Basically, they wanted to do and have what they have. So if a brother can do that to another brother, right? This is no fable. This is no fiction story that God's telling us. This is a lesson that we're supposed to learn, right? And if we're learning this lesson, that we have people from the beginning of time living with envy and greed and jealousy, what makes you think it changes when you're in the 21st century? It's not. It's going to be more prominent even. So now we're at a state that you have someone like P. Diddy, right? And he's one of many that want to become somebody, right? That want to become someone big, have power, have money, have everything they can have in order for them to be like basically unstoppable. For whatever reason that they want to have that power, they will get it. So when you see the list of people on Epstein's islands, name on whoever went to that island, or you have, P. Diddy's list of people like Bruce Willis, you have Kanye, you have, Jay-Z, you have Justin Bieber, you have X, Y, and Z, you have Trey Songz, all these different, Odell Beckham Jr., you have Kobe Bryant, right? You might be like, oh, well, no, not all of them are bad. Believe me, I have people that are inside the Hollywood industry that are friends of mine that tell me, it is bad. It gets bad. When you get invited to those parties, it's not just let's dress up and go hang out. It gets bad. It gets bad to the point where they will do anything and everything to have dirt on you and then make you basically become a puppet. Now, a lot of people are pointing at P. Diddy, right? A lot of people are saying that he's the problem or he's the fault of everything. Think about this. Who's above him and who has more power than him? I say this because a lot of people don't look at what's correlated to him or who's correlated to him. It's a cobweb. You have one nest here, but that nest is tied into somewhere else. And that nest might be even bigger. And then that nest is tied into another nest, which is even bigger. It's kind of like an umbrella, right? So if you climb up that umbrella, you climb up that web or that pyramid of hierarchy that there's set up and control, you will realize that P. Diddy is almost meaningless. What he's doing is almost meaningless because there's so much more behind that. People in power that are telling him to do this. And I'm assuming, and I'm pretty sure this is what happened, that he didn't want to agree with something that they were telling him or that they told him basically to do. And because of that, he inadvertently said, you know what, like, because I'm not going to do this and because I don't want to do this, I will take any repercussions that there is to come. And he knew that because you don't get into this kind of a lifestyle that he's in and do all these crazy shit that he's doing and think that there's not going to be repercussion. He knew it and he said, I'm going to do what I want to do because he became either A, cocky, or B, scared of what's happening, or C, eventually just like said, you know what, I found God and I want to drop all this. But that C option is a little bit harder to say is possible. So when you think about it, I believe he did something where he realized, you know what, I can't do this anymore. And the moment he took his foot out, they're like, okay, we got control over you. We got dirt over you for, 2008, this attorney general said, or whoever this guy is. 2008, think about it. That's over 10, 15 years that they have dirt on this guy. Almost 20 years of dirt, right? And when you look at it, you go, wow, they waited that long to arrest him. They waited that long to catch him. And you can't say, oh, well, it was hard to find what he was doing. It's not really. Every interview that you look at him, he's talking about, oh, my parties, there's alcohol and then there's really hot temperatures and we like to make sure the alcohol's in the system and we lock the doors, and he's like laughing and things like that. And these news, these hosts of these late night talk show hosts or whatever they are, I believe one of them was Jimmy Kimmel, if I'm not mistaken. Another one was that tall guy. I forgot. I don't even watch them, to be honest with you. I don't like watching them. But he also, Conan, there you go. Conan was like, oh, okay, like, you do that, and that sounds like scary, but he's a part of it too. These people are all a part of it. So to wrap this up, to tell you guys what's going on, it's that we're blaming people like P. Diddy but there are systematic ways that control is made and altered and ran above him. There are people that are controlling him. There are people that are asking him to do things. And it all started and rooted from just one idea, which is I want to be. Just that. I want to be. 4 words. The idea of I want to be famous. I want to be rich. I want to be this. I want to be that. All these things basically made him commit all those crimes and all those other people that went into his parties too. And because of that, you now have a group of people that have done heinous things to get where they are. And there is no stopping that. It's a very hard thing to do. You cannot stop that. This organization, this group of people, these people that run the world, these people that have real power, not P. Diddy power, like power, you cannot beat that. It's very, very difficult. You have to have, God's will and help and strength to give you that kind of courage and power to basically shut them down, because it's difficult. It is deep and rooted into things like, for example, and in all honesty, I might even get in trouble for saying this, but it's deep and rooted into the cartels, into the mafia, into crime organizations for sex trafficking, for human trafficking, for drugs, for a lot of crazy and heinous things that if you really look at it, you're going to be like, whoa, what's the reason to even live? We have no control over anything. Everything and anything we see is, 1, either controlled, or 2, just a ticking time bomb ready to explode. So the people that feel bad for, P. Diddy, or the people that feel bad for Justin Bieber, for example, or Kanye West, and they go, oh my God, he was just a kid. Oh my God, he was just a young gentleman. He didn't even want to be a part of all that, and they put him all through that. No, they didn't. No one forced him to do that. You have to remember, that kid was eventually in that mindset that I want to be X, Y, and Z, and I will do X, Y, and Z to get it. Justin Bieber at one point was like, I want to be this person, so I will do anything. And whether that was his, surroundings that basically promoted that, or his mom, or whoever it may have been, he believed it. And then he got into it, and then he realized, shit, I got myself into some deep stuff, and I can't get out now. Same thing with The Weeknd. If you watch his last concert, I watched the Sao Paulo, whatever it is, and believe me, I like The Weeknd music too. And a lot of these artists that I post their music when I'm on my stories on Instagram, this and that, is just to obviously work with the algorithm. But I look at it and I go, damn, this is demonic. These are people that are legitimately showing signs, they're wearing a pentagram on their back, or they're doing signs like this, for example, or whatever it may be, to basically prove that they are a part of a darker occult, or whatever it may be, that basically wants to prescribe you to the idea of becoming nasty like that. And honestly, it's nasty. It's a very, very dark thing to even look into. If you even dabble in this a little bit, I will tell you this, it can get very hairy. You'll realize and uncover that every layer gets more. By every one layer that you pull over and you think you found the answer, comes another layer that gets even worse and worse and worse and worse. And eventually it comes to a point where you're like, holy crap, I've unraveled 100 layers of this, story, and there's 1,000 more to go. And I just can never reach the bottom. It's like an endless pool. You just can't reach the bottom. So I would highly advise you guys to do this. Quit the glamorizing and glorifying of celebrities. Making these celebrities your public life, your God, your guidance and your guiding rod to success. It is not like that. Trust me, there's things I could do right now and talk about certain things and say certain things that will immediately blow me up on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, that will help me. But it's against my morals and beliefs of my traditional values, of Islamic values and Islamic beliefs. And I look at it and I'm like, this is crazy. You cannot, no matter at any circumstance, break. And people that don't understand that are the most dangerous people. People like that are the Justin Biebers, the Kanye West, the P. Diddy's, the Jay-Z's, the Beyoncé's of the world, the people that do all the nasty things and then realize, whoa, like, I don't want to be a part of this and I have to leave. And then they get killed, or they stay and they do even more more wrong things in order for them to be on that level that they are. So I highly advise everybody that's even watching this to not glamorize, to not go, oh my God, poor Justin, he went through so much. No, he didn't. He went through that because he chose to go through that. And then when he wanted to get out, he couldn't, because he realized that this is the way I have to live in order for me to maintain or to attain what I want. And then when he realized that he didn't want that anymore, it was too late. You can't sell your soul. You can't make a contract or an agreement to something and then be like, I'm out. Oh, this is too scary for me. No, you're going to do it to the end. Or the same thing with Kanye West when he was a part of the P. Diddy parties too. It's not like he decided out of nowhere. So all these Kanye supporters, all these Justin Bieber enthusiasts or empathizers, and all these people that go, oh, not Michael Jackson, not Tupac. Trust me, the moment they realized it was bad, they got killed. Or when they became a threat, they got killed. So it's just as simple as that. And the people that love Jay-Z or Beyonce, which is basically crazy for me because I never ever understood why anyone would ever love Jay-Z or Beyonce. I hate Jay-Z and Beyonce. I'll tell you that right now. I don't like any of their songs, especially Beyonce, but there's people out there that will die for her. Look into what she's doing. Look at the way she acts on her concert. That's not artistic value, where she rolls her head like she's possessed, or she'll say some stupid stuff, or look at her magazines, what she's posing, like how she's talking, all these things. Every single one of her posts, of her music, of her lyrics, of her anything that she puts out has a very deep and rooted dark side to it. And if you look into it, you will find the answer. And I leave you guys with that, and I hope that one thing you guys can do is watch who you follow, watch who you basically look up to when it's these celebrities or singers. Watch who you are promoting, because there were people that promoted P. Diddy and then he came out like this. There are people that promote The Weeknd. There are people that promote, Kanye West. There are people that promote Justin Bieber. There are people that promote X, Y, and Z, so on and so on. But eventually there will come a point where they'll get exposed to if they don't follow what the rules are that are given to them. And if they do follow the rules, they will always be on top. So this is a very deep and rooted thing that I wanted to share with you guys that I think is really nice, that I want to set outside also and just tell you guys about, because one, it's really hot inside my house, and two, I don't know, it was just something that I thought that would be nice to kind of speak to you guys about, so you can learn who and how and what you're, moving towards. And if you hold your family tight and if you hold your foundational pieces together, you won't go through this. You won't have your kid basically saying, I want to be the next Lil Nas X, so I'll be the gayest guy ever. I want to be the next Justin Bieber, so I will do the most heinous things ever. I want to be the next Tupac, so I'll say the most craziest things ever. I want to be the next Lil Baby, so I will kill whoever, right? You will have that stopped. So look into your families, look into the people around you, and I seriously mean this. If there are misguided people, help them. Help them understand that they are supporting the wrong people, and get these dumbass enthusiasts that are all about celebrities and all about these singers that are like, oh my God, I love them. Oh my God, this, oh my God, that. They can get rid of all these people, right? We can just kind of stop them and guide them and help them so they can learn that there are ways to becoming better without doing the wrong thing, right? There are the Malcolm X's in the world. There are the Prophet Muhammad's in the world, in the sense that there's good leaders out there, right? He was a great leader. There's an example of him. There's Jesus. He was a great leader. These are people that left not only proof, but a evident breadcrumb trail of success for you to follow. Follow those people that were influential in the right way. And you can, as a Muslim, learn from Prophet Isa, which is Jesus, or you can, as a Christian, learn from Prophet Muhammad, which was the last prophet. There's peace be upon him, by the way, and peace be upon all of them. You can learn about these influential leaders. Learn about people that were in the past, how they dealt with some crazy things, right? Learn about stoicism. Learn about the idea of control, emotional control, physiological control, in every way, spiritual control. You learn all these things, you will become better. Regardless of that, I really enjoyed this episode. I really liked hanging out here with you guys today. In case you are not aware, I am having an Amazon giveaway that I wanted to share with you guys. So just so you guys know, this Amazon giveaway is just 3 main steps, right? The first step is going to Before the Rise podcast. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe on it on YouTube. There's a plane flying over me, so it might be a little bit loud. Aside from that, you're going to go to the next thing, which is go to my pinned video on Instagram and share that, or on YouTube, which is the Amazon giveaway video. Once you've shared that in any platform that you like, you're going to go ahead and write 1K on that Instagram video. And once you do that, on November 1st at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'll be going live on Instagram at Brozy, and you can watch who the winners are. Again, you'll have 3 winners. They will be $50 each, and you can win basically by doing unlimited entries. You'll guarantee that. However, you can only win once, and 3 winners, $150. I'm going to be giving out 50-50-50. You could be one of those winners. Don't be shy. There's nothing wrong with, sharing. There's nothing wrong with being a part of this and getting a free $50 Amazon gift card. And plus, this will help me grow. This will help you guys become a part of my community. And together we can basically enlighten, help the younger folks, the older gentlemen and the women out there, and just the community of the world around us. Anything and everything that we can help be a good guiding rod to them. So I love you guys. I really do. And I really want you guys to become better than you are and how you are living right now. Whether you are rich and you can become richer, whether you are poor and you can become rich, whether you are unhealthy, you can become healthy, or even if you are healthy, become healthier, whatever it is, right? And if you're not religious, become religious, follow something, believe in something. Remember, Muhammad Ali said this, and I love the way he said this. I think it was Muhammad Ali. If I'm not mistaken, it's either Muhammad Ali or Malcolm X. There's a lot of people I read, but he said, a man that stands for nothing will fall for everything. And I believe actually that was Malcolm X. So remember that. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for everything. Believe in yourself and believe that you can become someone if you do it the right way. Don't take that shortcut. Do it the right way, and I promise it'll be a house that's built off of bricks and stones better than a little wood or just some mud that can fall easily. Build your foundation right, build your family's foundation right, and you will make success happen. Thank you for sticking with me today. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Let me know if you like this setup. I'll probably set out here if you do. If not, it's absolutely okay. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. And if you guys aren't following, please follow on Before the Rise podcast on YouTube or Spotify, and also follow my Instagram at Brozy, and we can go from there. Other than that, have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you guys on the next one. Alrighty. I'm going to go and jump into the water now. Bye.